The timeline is that we would, upon approval today, we have until March 8th to file the initiative. We have until March 13th to make any amendments, but that would require this board reconvening and making any final amendments to the measure.
So how do I know there's not going to be more changes made between now and next week?
Great question, Mr. Salcido.
Today, you can't change it without us re-voting, I would hope. I didn't mean to interrupt, but isn't that the
That's
rule?
correct, Dr.
You would
Butler.
hope.
Yeah, well, let's say it out loud. That's the rule, right? Okay.
Agreed. We would insist.
You could just make sure I
So
answer the right
because
question.
because the slide says it has to be there by the 8th,
Yep.
but there could be changes on the 13th. I just want to clarify if the board votes today on version 3 that we all have,
So if the-
what could be changed without the board meeting again?
After consulting with the lawyers, if there are minor typos, those would generally
Okay.
be what we're allowed to change. Anything substantial, we would have to bring the board back to vote on.
Okay.
And the 8th, if we want to make changes after the 8th, I do have to submit version 3 to the registrar by the 8th, and then we can come back and amend it, but we do have to submit something in order to amend or withdraw.
So are you saying that Ms. Garcia, President of the Board of Education, and Mr. Buettner, Superintendent of the Board of Education, are prohibited from making any changes after today's meeting? Is that what you're saying?
What and my legal counsel can tell me if I am wrong, my understanding is that if there is a minor typo, because I don't want to say and when I should have said or, that is okay.
What does that mean, a minor typo? A instead of an? Is that what you're trying to
I think
say?
that minor. That is something that we are able to do. Besides that, it is substantial and something this board would have to vote on. Is that correct, Mr. Schmerelson?
That's right. That's right. The term that's frequently used is ministerial. You guys have said, we couldn't change 12 to 13, I'll tell you that, but if we misspelled years, we can fix the typo.
Well, and I want to clarify, and an and a you can change. And to or you cannot change. Those are, okay. I know you're on the fly. I just want to make sure because that would be a substantive change.
Very
Not even knowing what you're talking about.
I have another question before our lawyer leaves. On page 6 of the newest of the documents, when it talks about section 11 and section 12, about ballot arguments and official actions, that says that the president of the Board of Education and the superintendent do the wording for the ballot. Is that correct? Section 11 and 12 on page 6. Ballot arguments, official actions. So,
Yes.
right, correct?
Yeah.
So do we, as the Board of Education, get to see what's going to be written before it goes out, or that is completely in their discretion?
Well, first of all, the contemplation here is that these are changes that are required by law. So, for example, if we have a section that says, pursuant to Education Code Section 1, the district is levying this tax, and it turns out it was really Section 11. That is, Section 1 has nothing to do with parcel taxes. That's considered a ministerial change, and it can be done with the signature of the superintendent and the president simply because the full board cannot act outside of a meeting. And you have to give notice and all those things. And this is something to get, this is a flexibility provision to prevent you from missing deadlines for matters that are, you have to get to the printer with the ballots, and we just discovered an error. That's what that's about. But nobody has any contemplation that you would depart from the intent of the intent of the board as manifested today.
So has the wording been done? Has the wording been written?
This is it. I mean,
For the
for ballot arguments? No.
And the rebuttals?
Oh, I'm sorry. No.
So are we going to be able to see that before that goes to the printer?
Yes.
Tell me when.
So I understand that we have that process, because I remember Mr. Salcido's slide from Tuesday. There's like a March 28th is the last day, but we have a meeting on March 19th. So we will bring whatever we have ready to that meeting for the board to communicate. We'll give an update that day, but we will, I think part of it here is because our rules are such, we don't do emergency board meetings. You just need to designate that the staff can do what they need to do. So we will, but Mr. Schmerelson, the whole board, see, this is like whenever, I didn't see version 3 before everybody else did. I got it when everybody else did. But we are going to do everything possible to make sure that every board member has advance notice of what documents are being submitted. Okay?
Very good.
On the record, Scout's honor. Okay.